so we are learning new details of an FBI report over an incident that led to Brad Pitt and Angelina's divorce. This was back in 2016. So Angelina allegedly filed a suit against the FBI. This is what's recent. This was in April, asking why charges were never filed in the initial report from 2016. She reportedly told officials that while on a private jet, Brad, who had been drinking, grabbed her by the head and shook her by the shoulders as they argued over one of their children. Now, the FBI report also said Brad poured beer on her while she was sleeping. The report stated Brad punched the ceiling of their private jet 4 times and told Angelina that she was, quote, bleeping up this family. Now, back in 2016, it was believed that Brad had an altercation with his oldest son, Maddox, during the flight, who was 15 at the time. Okay, so obviously this got leaked, right?
Yeah, because she did it under Jane Doe.
Yes.
Yeah, I just have to say, they already looked into this in 2016, the or Child Protective Services, CPS, at the plane. It was like done. She keeps bringing this up. If she feels she hasn't been given enough for that, I get it. But it's been years, and the children are grown up, and I don't know why, I feel bad saying this, it continually gets dragged up. They are going their own separate ways. It just let it go at some point if all the investigations have already done it. It seems like it's bringing up trauma.
What if she was physically assaulted, though? I'm not saying she was.
Right.
But if someone's physically assaulted and they don't feel that the police did their job and they never sought justice,
right,
why couldn't she bring it up to figure out why he was never charged if she felt like she was physically abused?
Totally, but then do it in I guess why do it now?
But then you're going to tell victims who wait 6 years to come forward that they're not allowed to come forward?
But she came forward in 2016.
That's what I don't get.
No, of course. I appreciate that.
Yeah. And, Sam, I appreciate you playing devil's advocate because this is a weird situation.
Yeah.
Obviously, something bad happened and probably something that is criminal to some extent. Does anybody here think we're going to do a story soon about Brad Pitt being walked into jail in handcuffs? No, we don't think that's going to happen. Really, the only thing that's going to happen is more bad press. And this is about the kids growing up and their development. But also, I think a lot of our viewers, and definitely I can speak to myself and people I grew up around, they spent most of their life, a big chunk of their adult years, not being able to get over an incident. You know, Jeff said something rude at Thanksgiving 7 years ago. It's like, but you're keeping that on you.
Yeah, the anger's
you
in
have
there,
to let it go. And I understand that it's hard sometimes, but for just Angelina's sake, I think she should. I think a lot of people should, whatever happened 5, 6, 7 years ago, let it go, because probably you're the only one thinking about it.
Yeah, I think you guys said amazing things. I just want to point out, because I was confused about it, why the FBI was involved.
That was my first thought.
So apparently, if you're up in the air on a plane, it's federal, right? Yep. So the FBI. So that was my first question, the whole thing. But I think you guys said amazing points.
Yeah, but I agree with you. It feels weird to say that, because if he poured beer on her and she doesn't feel justice,
or pulled her hair, right, and maybe she just wanted to see those details. She didn't mean for it to leak. Maybe she needed to see the details in order for her to move on.
Yeah,
we don't know everything. Honestly, I don't even want to delve into someone else's business like that. It's too much. Okay, so new statues honoring 2 characters from the TV show Breaking Bad are angering some people in New Mexico. Actors Bryan Cranston and Aaron Paul were on hand when the statues of Walter White and Jesse Pinkman were unveiled in Albuquerque. That's where Breaking Bad was filmed and based. But a conservative radio host and state representative are both upset that a show about meth dealers is being honored. They say the statues send the wrong message about who should be glorified in the community, especially since a statue of New Mexico's first Spanish governor, who was a controversial colonist, was removed in 2020. What do you think, Al?
We're going to not glorify people that use illegal means to gain financial wealth and success. I don't know. That would really cut into our movies.
Yeah, The Sopranos.
Yeah, the idea that we're going to sit here and say that these meth dealers are bad. What do I think we should have statues of meth dealers? Absolutely not.
Fictional.
Do I think? I was going to stop and say, should we have statues of actors that have not done civil rights? No, but in terms of our society and what our society rewards, can we be honest about what we care about now? Like the reason that we went and got who's the good-looking actor to play James Belfort in Wolf of Wall Street?
Leonardo DiCaprio.
The reason we got our best-looking actor to play a guy that went and called old people and ripped them off and took their savings is because that's what we care about. Do you have a yacht or not? So I don't want to hear like you're offended. We're not. You're not offended. Look at our former president. How many times have you been sued? 5,000? And No one cares. So let's not act like we care about these statues. You don't care. You care about the means. The ends justify the means, and if the ends means a gun or a pen, you're going to get your means. So let's be honest about who we are as people.
Yeah, I think it's a political ploy. I was at Reels Channel in 2007.
Stop bragging.
And they moved us to Albuquerque, right? Next to the Breaking Bad set. And we're like, what's Breaking Bad? That sounds like it sucks. Turns out it did very well. Yeah. We didn't. But what I'm saying is Breaking Bad took advantage of Albuquerque's tax for cinema. They have an entire program to bring you there, like Atlanta for Tyler Perry. They literally, as you said in the break, Sam, put Albuquerque on the map. That show in particular has getting millions for people to come to the set, for tourism. They're fictional. We have Rocky, like you said, on the Philly library steps, the art store steps.
The Philly art store.
But just to kind of be devil's advocate here, you lived in Albuquerque?
No, they asked me to come, and I was there for 2 weeks.
And then they asked her to leave.
Yeah, no, I left.
The show
I left myself.
didn't get off the ground.
The show is still there
I'm
in
just
Albuquerque.
kidding. My point is it's a big meth problem in Albuquerque.
Yes.
If you did live there for 2 weeks, you've noticed it, right?
Yes.
It's a huge problem. So to promote this and put up a statue glorifying it in that particular town,
Let me ask you something.
No,
do you think,
go for
what if it was opioids?
What do you mean?
Like, instead of the drug being meth, what if they were selling opioids? Because opioids is a more pervasive problem in this country. Do you think they would have made a statue of them if they were selling opioids?
You mean like a Pfizer statue?
Like if it was Jesse Pinkman and Bryan Cranston, but they were selling, would they still have that exact same statue if
I don't know.
the drug was different?
You're getting really complex. Yeah. I really don't care. But my point is that we had this woke culture, right, swing through like a storm the last 2 years. This is the repercussions of that woke culture. I get what people were trying to do during that. It got too far. The pendulum went all the way. And now some right-wing people are trying to gain some traction by saying, hey, what you did 2 years ago, it's getting a little petty. That's my honest opinion.
I think it's getting, not only is it getting petty, but we're missing the biggest part about it. So first, number one, you cannot compare apples and oranges. A colonizer who's real and then a fictional character who put that town on the map. And the reason why they did it, why they erected these statues, is because they were getting so much tourism, but there wasn't enough places for people. People are literally coming to Albuquerque that are diehard Breaking Bad fans, and they're taking photographs near the set. But that set is pretty much breaking down except for a couple of relics.
It's just a sound
Why did they
stage.
leave it?
Well, that's why they have these statues. So they're trying to, now the town is trying to drive tourism, which means more economy. To Jeff's point, maybe you take some of that money that you're going to be earning from the economy, from all these diehard fans, and you put it towards combating your meth epidemic. Maybe both sides could win here, but yeah, let's not compare a colonizer to a fictional character.
Make believe. It's very strange.
Thank you. Okay, so we got to talk about Joe Jonas because he's trying to erase the stigma of men going under the knife or needle. The singer is starring in a new ad campaign for Zeomin, an injectable that smooths fine lines. Joe told People magazine that he doesn't think men should shy away from cosmetic procedures and should be more honest about it. Joe, who just turned 33, by the way, is married to Game of Thrones star Sophie Turner and is a dad of 2. So we talk about double standards on the show all the time, and it's usually the flip side. Do you feel like that men cannot talk about getting work done?
I don't think that at all. Me and Al's had it done for the show. Every time we open the show, my eyebrows are crazy. Which, by the way, we have a photo shoot tomorrow, and we're going to fix that. So that's going to be gone, so say goodbye to the crazy eyebrows. Yeah, right. But of course you talk about it. Well, I don't know why it's a stigma.
Most men would not.
Why
you
not?
And Al are different.
And also we can at least have the excuse, because I don't think if I wasn't on TV that I would have done that. But I do think I have a lot of friends of mine that, like, sometimes I'll watch TV and I'll be like, that guy should probably use some makeup. Like, my friend for his wedding, you should probably throw some makeup on her. If you're going out, you should probably, it's like, you look better.
Yeah.
I remember when I was like doing comedy in LA and I would forget to take my makeup off and like go to the bar back when I was drinking. And people be like, you look great.
Yeah,
and I'd be like, I should do this all the time.
Yeah, this looks great.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you clearly look better. So I think men should get on that train. But also, I don't know if Joe Jonas should get all the props for like pushing this conversation.
Right.
You're being paid for this.
A lot.
So,
Agree. But I will say CoverGirl, for instance, has had male cover girls now. I mean, cover people, and they're in makeup.
How dare you?
No, I know. I'm so sorry. But I mean, the makeup industry is forgetting 50% of their clients that might be interested in nail polish, in concealer, and all of these things, in skin regimens. So I think this is normalizing it. The name is terrible.
What is it?
Zeomin?
Zeman?
Zeomin?
Damn.
Z-Min.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Z-Min.
Guys,
Don't say that fast.
you gotta workshop that name.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Couple.
I will say though too, like, listen, I think if you're going to get work done though, I think it's important to disclose it. I appreciate that I get Botox.
I get Botox
appreciate
too.
that you guys
Why women don't have to disclose it? Now we're in a whole new
should disclose
conversation.
it so when people look at you, especially young people, there's not this unrealistic expectation like the Kardashians that I'm just naturally like this. No, honey, like you're not thin from skinny tea or whatever you.
Oh, you're saying everyone should disclose it, not men.
Yes,
Right.
Yes.
Honest.
In Denmark, you can't post if it's altered in an advertisement without saying this has been filtered. Don't fall asleep. That's so valid
That's
here.
so valid.
Thank you,
Thank
Sam.
you for that.
That was a
Tori.
good Denmark point.